Like, oh, you guys, just don't do it. Don't do it.
I can fly.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, my name is Kat and I am a flight attendant for a major US airline. And in today's video, I had a subscriber DM me and they told me they are flying first class for the very first time and asked me if I can go over first class etiquette. So naturally, I was like, okay, let me get some help with this. So I reached out to some of my flight attendant friends and asked them to give me their do's and don'ts of flying first class. So this is kind of like a collage of everybody's opinions that I did put together. So this is gonna be my top 10 do's and don'ts of flying first class. Okay, so look at our menu. It is there for a reason, you guys, especially when we do pre-departure drinks. So as we're still boarding, we are going to be doing pre-departures. So go ahead and take a look at our menu. It'll tell you everything that we have on the plane for drink options. It'll tell you our types of alcohol. It'll tell you our mixers. It'll tell you our sodas, our juices, everything. So go ahead and take a look on it. So that way when we come up to you during boarding, which is already a crazy process, you're gonna know exactly what you want. Okay, so please do not get crazy with your drink orders, especially during pre-departure beverages. There's a lot going on. And if you're the lead, you have a lot of responsibility during boarding. So please try and keep it as simple as possible. You do not need 2 to 3 beverages because most of the time you're only gonna have about like 15 minutes tops to drink that. So unless you're willing to chug it, it's pretty much gonna go into the trash. So just try and keep it really simple because as soon as we are up in the air, you are going to get another drink pretty much immediately. Okay, so do pre-order your food whenever possible. Sometimes when you're in first class, they will send you an email that says, hey, would you like to pre-order your food? Do it. It helps us and you so much. A lot of times that we are catered with a certain number of each meal. So by the time that we get to those last few rows, we only tend to have one meal left because there's always a favorite. There's always a favorite meal. It never works out perfectly. So one meal is always gonna go like hotcakes and the other one nobody's going to want. So when you pre-order, you make sure you're getting the food you want. We just go before boarding and check to make sure it's there. So it's a win-win. Everybody's happy. So then we don't feel bad because we have to tell you, hey, you only get this one option. So please pre-order your food whenever given the option. Okay, so do not put your feet on the bulkhead or on your neighbor's seat in front of you. Don't take your shoes and socks off. Oh my gosh, like, you can tell I came up with this one. I cannot. I personally do not let people go barefoot into the bathrooms. Like, I just can't. That is such a safety hazard. I don't want you slipping and falling. That's not water on the floor. I repeat, that is not water on the floor. Please keep your feet to yourself, like preferably in your shoes, but definitely not bare feet, okay? No bare feet, like, oh, you guys, just don't do it. Don't do it. And please not on the bulkhead or your neighbor's seat because when you do that, they paid good money to sit there and they do not want your feet up in their face. And on top of that, you're renting the seat. I understand you paid very good money to sit where you're sitting, but those planes cost millions and millions of dollars and they need to last. You're basically renting the seat from point A to point B and then somebody else has to sit there. So when you put your feet all over the bulkhead or all over the seats or everything, you're spreading germs, but you can also be harming the planes. We have to replace all that stuff that y'all break. Just understand you're renting the seat. Just be nice to it. Be really nice and keep your socks and shoes on. Thanks. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so flag us down or wave to us when you need something in first class. An easy one these will do, just a simple, hey, I will see you, I will come to you, and I will get to you as soon as possible. One of these, that's it. Which leads me into my don't. Do not touch your flight attendants. Don't poke us, don't touch us, don't catcall us. A lot of times if you're first class, you don't even need to press the call button because we are walking through that aisle at least every 15 minutes. Most of the time we're just back and forth. It is a lot of work to work first class. It really is. There's so much going on. So there's gonna be a lot of pacing. I mean, unless you just haven't seen your flight attendant in forever, or if it's an emergency, always press the call button. But for the most part, you're gonna see our face again, so it's not really necessary. I mean, we're right there with you. And also, don't shake your glass of ice at me. Just don't. I swear, one of these. That's all you need. right here. I will get to you. I will get to you as soon as possible. Okay, so do be patient with us, especially during boarding and when meals are coming out, because it's a ton of work. Like I've said, it's a lot for one person to do, and we're doing our best. And not only are we doing our best to serve you, but we're doing our best to make sure that's as personalized and as great of an experience as possible. So your patience goes a long, long, long way. Like, I try my best to make sure nobody's drink is ever empty. But I mean, there are gonna be times when I slip up, whether that's with meal or bread or nuts or desserts or whatever it is. There are definitely gonna be times where I slip up. Just be patient. Just be so patient. I promise we're doing our best to serve you. But now, do not hand us your jacket as soon as you walk onto the plane. And the reason I say this is because sometimes the closets are in the front, sometimes they are in the back. So it's just easiest if we can get the boarding process going and finished up before we take your coats. But I promise you, as soon as we get to you, we're gonna take your coat, we're gonna hang it up in the back or the front or wherever it needs to be hung up. It's just easiest because if the closet is in the back, then we do have to go all the way back there, hold up boarding to get that done before we can come up, because there's no place to put it in the first class. Also, because as the lead, we're greeting people, we're doing pre-departure beverages, we're working with the gate agent, we're working with the pilots. I promise there is a lot going on, but we are going to get your coat as soon as possible. Just hang tight, take it with you, and then we'll grab it from you. Okay, so do tell us if you liked the service. Really, like, I love when passengers compliment how great of a job I did, because I try and go above and beyond to make your experience great. So when I get feedback from passengers that I'm doing my job correctly, we love that. Kind words go such a long way, and that's anywhere in the world, but especially on the plane, it means a lot to us. We put in a lot of hard work, a lot of hours away from home to make sure that your traveling experience is great. So really, if you do like the service, let us know. Really, let us know. I love that. And the last one, which I think might be the best one. Do not be rude to your flight attendants. Please don't be rude to us. I promise. Don't come on with the entitled thing going, I know you paid good money for that seat. I'm going to provide you excellent service. So please don't be rude to me. I'm doing my best. And if there's something that I could do better, I don't mind the feedback, but do not be rude. Do it in the most respectful manner, because I am servicing you. I am not your servant. Please understand the difference. I am going to give you the best, most outstanding service I can possibly give you. So please be as nice and as patient and kind to me as possible. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed my top 10 do's and don'ts.